Hey guys, it's Dandy. So today I thought I would do like a little video about next year's lineup and my ideas for what I'm gonna use next year for when it comes to like planning and journaling and stuff. I made a whole spread here to try to figure it out for myself. It took me a little longer than everybody else to kind of get on the roll with deciding what I wanted to do next year. And all these aren't what I'm going to use next year. This was just me making pros and cons of ideas for next year. So I figured it would be fun to kind of walk through that with you for a minute. I have had kind of a rough week, so I figured like just a nice simple video like this would be good. But yeah, so I am obviously gonna, well, I was debating about Hobonichi weeks. That's what I've used for the last year and a half. My first Hobonichi weeks is actually this one. I got this one in July, I think, of last year. Yeah, right at the beginning of July. So it's what I used for the second half of 2023, and I liked it so much that I got one for 2024 too. And this one is well loved. It's bulking up quite a bit. But that is kind of my thought process. It's something I know I already like. My pros about these are that they're, you know, they're small, they're compact and small, and I like the flexibility of them. I like that they have the monthlies, weeklies, and the notes pages for other stuff as well. And then if I got another weeks, it would be consistent for the last 2.5 years if I finish the 2025 one. The cons that I wrote are that it does bulk up pretty good, which really isn't that much of a con. I think any book is going to do that. Notes pages to me are kind of awkward. This year I'm using them as like a big fun days kind of journal thing. But with that, I feel like there's a little bit of overlap in what I journal in, say, this one, because I'll also put that in my regular journal. So it's a little bit of redundancy, I guess, repetitiveness. I repeat myself in 2 books sometimes, which isn't the end of the world, really. But that's like the only other con that I could think of. As for the Traveler's Notebook, I had 2 ideas for the Traveler's Company. One being for an actual travel journal, which is what I do already. I flip back and forth between regular size and passport size depending on the trip that I'm going on. And that works fine for me, and it's perfect. So I don't see myself doing anything differently when I travel. Again, there's that issue of redundancy when I come back and I fill in one of these books with what happened during my trip, but it's usually not quite as detailed as my actual travel journal, I guess. So that's really not a huge deal. And then I'd also thought about, for planning, getting like the Traveler's Notebook planners. So my pros is that they're small, they're removable, simple. I can tuck them into other books. They're very customizable. But my cons is that I would have to buy both monthly and weekly booklets, and then that's 2 separate books that I would have to keep up with to get my monthlies and my weeklies. And that is literally that is the one thing I don't like about the Traveler's Notebook planners. Even if it didn't have any notes pages, I think if it had the monthlies and the weeklies in one book rather than one monthly planner and then one weekly planner as separate books. I guess the weeklies come as 2 books because of the size, but basically what I'm trying to say is that it's 2 books I'd have to keep up with, and if I had to keep up with 2 books, I wouldn't use them as regularly as I would my weeks. So I've kind of thought through that, and it's a no for the planners for Traveler's Company, but I'm definitely going to keep using the regular notebooks as a journal. I might still get the stickers and stuff anyway, just because I like the tabs and stuff that it comes with, and the stickers look really cute this year. And then moving on, I also thought about using a Hobonichi, like one of the daily ones, like an Avec or a Hone. I don't know about the cousin, but those would be the Avec or the Hone would be cool. my pros with that is that it would be fun and it's a daily structure. It's good paper and they're cute. Cons is that especially the 1-year ones, they would get super chunky. And they only come in sizes A6 or A5. And then the months and days themselves are color coded, and I don't really like the colors for every month there. Like, I like that about the weeks is that they're just like black, you know, it's monotone, and rather than the bigger ones having like the greens and the blues and the pinks. I don't know if there's a pink, but I think there's like a different color for every month, and that would kind of clash a little bit, I think, with me. Sorry if my computer is being loud. The fans kind of kick on sometimes. And then so if I got the day, like one of the dailies from Hobonichi, I wouldn't get the weeks. I don't know why that is, but that's just my thought process. Plus they're a little more expensive, so I decided no on the Avec and the Han. And then my other thought was sterling ink is cool because it's so much in one book. That's one of the pros that I had written down for the sterling ink ones. They're super well laid out, and they're similar to the weeks, but also have so many notes pages, so then I would need a daily, because I could just do dailies in the notes. But then I was like, well, I could do that with a week's mega too. I don't know if my thought process is making much sense, but this is what was going through my head. Cons from the sterling ink is the fear of being a little too repetitive again with weekly memory keeping and daily memory keeping, except this one would now be in one book. And what I mean by weekly memory keeping is in my Hobonichi, I kind of keep a quick little log of every day here for memory keeping. But I feel like if it was all in one book, it would be a little much. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it did to me at the time. And then my last, second to last is the Moleskine Daily. My sibling actually has one of these in the pocket size right now. And the way I would use this one is a little different than I would use the dailies and the other ones. So I would use this for like kind of unfiltered like feelings and thoughts, and like, you know, the deep stuff that I wouldn't necessarily share anywhere, but just for like, you know, the deeper thoughts and personal things, I guess. The pros for this one is that it's a daily structure. Moleskine always has good paper, and it's a lot cheaper than other options, and it's good for an unfiltered diary, especially at the price. The cons is that there's no grid in this one, and again, it's limited size options. But if it's something like an unfiltered diary, then the grids wouldn't matter too much, I guess. And then this last one here, I didn't put a picture with it, but my Midori B6 Slim, which is what this is in. It's a fun, like, whatever I want journal. That's what I'm using right now. It's lots of fun, and it's a perfect size. My only con about the Midori so far is that the grids are huge. So it's definitely taking a bit to get used to, but it's not too bad. And I like just collaging and scrapbooking and putting all kinds of stuff in here. My mom writes me letters sometimes, and she slips them into my lunchbox before I leave to work, so I keep those in here. And yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on planner lineups this year. So what I've decided I'm gonna go with is a Hobonichi Weeks. I don't think I'm gonna get a Mega because I want to get the Moleskine Daily, and then the Midori B6 Slim that I'm using now. So those are like my 3 main books, I guess, and then a traveler's notebook for when I go on trips. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So that's what I'm gonna get. As I'm recording this right now, it is August 31st, so Hobonichi's actually go on sale later tonight, and I'll be picking up, I think, the Smoke Gray Weeks, but I'm going back and forth between that, and they have the gingham black again, and I do really like the look of that. And also, I've never got a Hobonichi from just like the colors line, and I know they're like more fabric-y. Like both of these are the paper feel covers, and I'm scared with the fabric-y one. I don't know how fabric-y it is. I haven't ever like seen one like that in person or know what it feels like. I'm just worried it's not gonna A, feel good, or B, I'm not gonna be able to put stickers on it well. I don't know. So I'm still deciding between the gray and the black gingham. I also like this one because the year shows up a lot better than it does on this gray. But anyway, that's my thoughts for now. I hope you guys are having a good one. Let me know what your planner lineup is going to look like for 2025, because I just think it's interesting to see everybody's thoughts and stuff. I think everybody, not everybody, but I feel like it's a stressful time for some people, and I hate that. I've seen all my friends posting on Instagram that they don't know what they're gonna get, and so that's why I laid it out like this, so I could figure it out for myself. And I hope you guys pick a book that you love and have so much fun in it next year. I hope you guys have a good one. Again, sorry this video was short today. It's been a little bit of a rough week, but thanks for sticking around. Bye.